Hi everyone, Darren Hunter here. I am with Michael Sands and Dennis Youssef. This is the Top Growth Podcast show where we're really getting into some real meaty strategies on how you can grow your rent roll. Our first episode, which is really rebranded from the PM Growth Expert series, but the first episode we really tucked into how to grow with your current clients. How to pick up the phone, what to say, how to identify what other properties they may have that you're not managing, and then how to convert them. So make sure you go back to episode 1 and check that out. But today we're talking about, Dennis, I know this is one of your favorite topics of all, which is strategic alliances, or you may also call them referral partners. And we are reading everybody, and we're going through. If you want more in-depth information for the scripts and so forth, we're just really training straight out of Dennis's book, The PM Lead Secrets. For your copy, just go to pmleadsecrets.com. The book, we've already paid for it. You've just got to pay for shipping. We can't provide you a better deal from that. And yes, you still have to invest in shipping. You'll get the book, and we're going through secrets 2 and 3. But guys, I guess what I like about strategic alliance is that we all know real estate salespeople, when they've sold a property to an investor, then we're likely to get the lead provided we've done our job and the salesperson trusts us. But there are other professions out there that also are working with property investors. Now, firstly, who are they, guys? And you know, the step one is we've got to identify who are these people, but who are the other professions out there that are also dealing with property investors, just like real estate salespeople?
I think one of the metrics that I used was, who are the professionals out there that are in front of my ideal client? Who is a trusted advisor to the people that I want to do business with? And rather than kind of pinch hitting and go after individual mum and dads, who has their ear? And looking at accountants, looking at lawyers, looking at financial planners, they would be the 3 lowest hanging fruit, in my opinion. Dennis, you may have another opinion, but they are the three lowest hanging fruit.
Michael, I agree. It's that timeline, right? Of when someone's looking to purchase a property, what do? They've got to go to the accountant. There might be a financial planner. Then there's the accountant, right? Then they've got to go to a bank to get a mortgage, or they use a broker, you know. So there's a whole timeline just there. Then they go to a sales agent, and they're looking for a buyer's advocacy, a buyer's agent, right? So all of those people are dealing with those owners prior to them even speaking to a sales agent. So, you know, people have got to stop relying on the sales agents to grow the rent roll, and BDM should be out there making calls and building relationships with these people, so that if any of those people that Michael's mentioned, you know, someone's going to them and saying, look, you know, Darren, I'm looking for a home loan because I want to buy a property. You need to be screaming that BDM's name. You need to be screaming about Dennis and Michael, the BDM's fault, right? So it's really building those relationships with them, identifying. There's other strategic alliances like Strata and Body Corps, etc. But it's you know, your keys are the ones that Michael's brought up.
No, I remember a quote from a gentleman in the real estate industry many years ago that said it's much easier to get 10 properties from one referral partner or a strategic alliance instead of getting 10 individual properties from 10 individual owners. It all makes sense, doesn't it? To get, you know, 1 or 2 salespeople can throw you several leads, and we can grow from that slowly. But you get you get a mortgage broker, an accountant, or a lawyer, someone that's also working with your ideal client. Get the trust, then you're going to be getting a lot smarter with your growth and not as tired as well. So just moving with that, how do you approach the second step here? Is how do you approach these people? There'll be a lot of fear around that. We're just going to call them up and say, hey, I'm your new best friend. What's the best way of going about that first contact, and what does that look like, and what do you say?
Yeah, I think like you can either set yourself up for success or for failure. And what failure would look like is if you're going to call up the strategic alliance, let's say it's an accountant, and you say, hey, it's Michael, I'm from IGT Realty, and I would like to talk with someone today about setting up a referral agreement where I refer you business, you refer me business. I have landlords that, you know, that may want accountants, and you have people. More often than not, they'll say, I already have a relationship with someone that we refer to. I don't know who you are, right? And that's probably the most common one. Or you don't even get through the receptionist because they hear that you're a salesperson. Essentially, you're trying to flog business. Or how does it look like from a success point of view? Well, for me, if you want to get a really high strike rate, we use the script of, hi, it's Michael from IGT Realty. I would like to speak with someone there who specializes in property tax or deals with investor taxes. They'll put you onto someone, and I then say, hey, I have a real estate business. I have landlords from time to time. They ask me if I know any good accountants that I can refer them to. And, I got your name from someone, or I found you on Google. What can you tell me about the services you offer? Blah, 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 blah. They start reeling off everything that they do. And, you say, you sound like your expertise is exactly what my clients are looking for. Would you mind from time to time if I refer you some landlords? Now, I can't refer you everyone. It's a personal choice. I'd love to have the option that I can introduce you to my clients. Is that okay? Yes, that'd be fine. Great. Can you send me some more information around your practice so that I've got it handy? Great. And then I would also say to them, and I don't know if this is of interest to you, but throughout the year, we do property investor support evenings, which is where we get people like yourselves, like an accountant, maybe a builder, and, we bring 10, 20 people, you bring 10 or 20 people, the builder brings 10 or 20 people, and we prepare market updates and information for our clients because they want to know what's happening in the marketplace. Would that be of interest to you? Where you come and speak and present? Yes, great, perfect. So again, you haven't sold them anything. You haven't told them how great you are and all the things you can do for them, because you just want to be in front of their clients. You want them to get all their information on what's happening in the marketplace from you. And when they realize they're not being sold to, you get through to them. Now, again, you're not going to do business with all these accountants. You are not going to be in a position to, if you call 100 accountants and you have a relationship with 50 of them, you cannot send them all the business. That is not the purpose of this. You want them to think of you as the market leading expert when it comes to property management, and you are top of mind. So when they are talking to their clients, they are thinking of you and they are referring back to you.
Mm.
That's the easiest way.
It's a nailed one, right? Because they're selling their services to you all of a sudden, right? And Michael, when, the key to it as well is when you're actually calling a reception, picks up as the gatekeeper, you're actually saying, you're asking him the question because they're told not to put anyone through. So when you're speaking to that reception, you're actually saying, look, I'm looking for a person that I can refer business to. I have a real estate office and I've got clients. So do you have anyone in your office that is an expert at dealing with investment properties that I could refer clients to? Of course, the receptionist is going to say yes, or hold on, let me see if they're available. So it's a game changer. It really knocks that gatekeeper over.
And that script that I just said, Dan, that can be applied to lawyers. It can be applied to anyone in the business realm, and you can change it a bit if you want to use that on tradespeople too, right? That is a really flexible script. Mr. and Mrs. Plumber, from time to time, we have properties that need help. What can you tell me about your business, the services that you provide? It's the same thing. You can use it and it's applicable.
Mm.
So again, everyone, secrets 2 and 3 out of the book, you're going to get those scripts in there. They're all there ready to use. And it also brings to mind Shoshana, Shoshana McNichol from Nourish Property in WA. I remember interviewing her, and a year after she'd started her own rent roll, she contributed 50% of her growth to this one strategy, everyone. It does work when you do it. And I think it's all about building trust with these people, isn't it? Because
totally.
And Michael, you said before they could call and say, look, I've already got a relationship with someone. Most cases they haven't, because no person from a rent roll has called them and networking with them, because everyone's too busy just trying to wait and sit for leads dropped into their lap from real estate salespeople and no one else in the property management universe. So guys, I think if you call someone up and say, I've already got a relationship, well, it's more often than not that they don't. So don't let that put you off. There's probably a vacancy in most of these professions in your area waiting for you to go and fill them.
I speak to loads of mortgage brokers, and they all tell me that they're not dealing with property managers or BDMs.
This is a low-hanging fruit strategy, everyone, and you just need to go and do it. Now, if you want to also join, you're enjoying this here, I invite you to join the Top Growth Academy. Dennis and Michael are running it. This is one of the many strategies they're going through, and over a 12-month period, you're going to be meeting with them online as part of a group, training together on these with other like-minded people in rent roles that are also wanting to grow. You got the networking there. There will be a level of accountability there as well. And if you're serious about growth, you need to get on board with this program. Just go to igtmembership.com for more information there about joining the Top Growth Academy. But, you know, moving on now, just like our first episode where we talked about calling current clients, once we've identified who they are, then we have to put them into a follow-up program. We need to put these identified strategic alliances or referral partners into a follow-up program. But what does that look like? How often you keep in contact with them? And what are we doing when we keep in contact? What information are we supplying? What works best?
I mean, you know, there's a number of ways, and that can be through social media strategy, which is where you're just top of mind, you're appearing in their feed, you're commenting on their posts and engaging with them on there. Like that's probably the best and easiest one to do. When you're on the call with them, you might say, hey, look, we have an information pack we send out once a month. It's a video, it's a market update. You know, what I can do is I can put your logo on there also and send that to you, and you can share that with all your clients. I'll give you the link and everything. So have like a marketing pack that you would give out to people. But Dennis, I would say the easiest way is just being friends with them on social media and engaging on their posts.
Touching points, that's right. We do it all the time ourselves, but asking them for articles that you can give to your clients is gold. Something as simple as that. Tapping them on their LinkedIn, their Instagrams, their TikToks, their Facebooks, as well, and it's another way of staying top of mind. But and then because if they're sharing an article that you've done, because hey, I've got articles that can help your clients save on investments, etc., or it's something of value, they're telling their clients you're their preferred property manager of choice. So and another way is updating them on some of your real points of differences. Of some great things that we're sharing with our clients is that 99% of our investors at the moment are actually collecting all of their rent. So it's giving them the same points of differences that you would a sales agent. A sales only office as well. If you're PM only, you should be building relationships with those sales agents as well.
And another breaking point of difference, Dennis, it's only just come out, is the ability to put a virtual tour inside of an ingoing or an entry inspection. And that's something that Inspection Manager has now achieved. They're partnered with Virtual Tours Creator. You show your electronic ingoing inspection or property condition report or PCR, whatever you call it, to one of your strategic alliances and show them that you not only got this very comprehensive report done, but also has embedded in it a virtual tour of the property. It's nothing but wow factor for them to go, oh my goodness me, you guys do it the best. It increases trust. They go from warm fan to raving hot fan, and they're only going to accelerate the amount of business that they're going to send your way by showing them effective points of difference like that. Another idea is getting them to come and do a tour of your office. Show them how your processes work. Show them I was in a very big rent roll in New Zealand last week, and their key room was like one of the wonders, 7 wonders of the planet or whatever you want to call it. It was amazing. It's things like that that just go, wow, I didn't realize you guys are so professional on this level when it comes to property management, all accelerating trust.
Off memory, that same agency, Darren, had their own key cutting service.
Yeah, and they had to go and create all their own cupboards as well for all of their keys. They just slide across like these walk-in robes and all these amazing dooflickies and stuff. But they just done such an amazing job, and they're such a professional outfit. That's the sort of thing that you need to be showing. And also, you remember at the conference with Jonathan Bell talking about how he has a breakfast with a selected referral partner as well.
Well, that's moving into another strategy of network meetings. That's taking it up another level. And Darren, that's another podcast, right?
Yeah, it is.
So that we can talk about how to. But you know, we've spoken about who some examples are, including sales agents, including Strata and Body Corps, etc. We've given a script on how to connect with them. But you're right. The next stage is that continual building. Build the trust by saying, here's some newsletters, and if you got any, you can give, I can give my clients, you know, keeping that relationship going and keeping calling. But the next stage is keep that flow going. Add them to your database, ask them for their database. We're not talking about database, newsletter, I should say. Let me clarify. And then it's networking, but I think that's a podcast on its own.
Well, it really is. It's strategic alliances is really base one. And then base two is like network meetings. Base three is investor education evenings, which is another podcast as well.
Yep.
So there's so many different things that you can do once you have this base established, everybody. So look, again, get your hands on the PM Lead Secrets. Just go to pmleadsecrets.com, a nice and easy. rentrollgrowthnow.com is another easy way. Just pay shipping. We've already paid for the book. It is the most comprehensive rent roll growth book that should be on the desk of anyone that's interested in growing their rent roll. But yeah, I think, guys, a great session there, everyone. Look out for our next podcast episode where we're just getting into the meat of rent roll growth. There's no fluff here. We don't teach tofu. We give you real meat. Guys, another great podcast. Is there anything you want to end on before we go?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You look good today,
I
Darren.
appreciate you, Darren.
You guys, look, I have to say, you guys do an amazing job with your rent roll growth coaching. You've got many clients that you work one-on-one with, but of course, everyone, we've got a group coaching, which is the Top Growth Academy. You'll find that at igtmembership.com. Come and be a part of it here. If you're serious about growth, just get involved with Academy, and we just want to be involved with you on your rent roll growth journey. So thanks, everyone, and we'll see you on the next podcast episode.
Thank you very much.
Bye.